Job 31. I made a covenant with my eyes. How then could I entertain thoughts against a virgin? What then would be one's lot from God above, one's heritage from the Almighty on high? Is it not misfortune for the unjust and disaster for those who work iniquity? Does he not see my ways and count all my steps? If if I have walked in falsehood, and if if my foot has hastened to deceit, let him weigh me with honest scales, then God will discover my integrity. If if my footsteps have strayed from the way, if my heart has gone away from my eyes, or if if anything has defiled my hands, then let me sow and let another eat, and let my crops be uprooted. If if my heart has been enticed by a woman, and I have lain in wait at my neighbor's door, then let my wife turn the millstone for another man, and may another man commit adultery with her. For I would have committed a shameful act and iniquity to be judged. For it is a fire that devours even to destruction, and it would uproot all my harvest. If if I have disregarded the right of my male servants or my female servants when they disputed with me, then what will I do when God confronts me in judgment? When he intervenes, how will I respond to him? Did not the one who made me in the womb make them? Did not the same one form us in the womb? If if I have refused to give the poor what they desired, or cause the eye of the widow to fail, if if I ate my morsel of bread myself, and did not share any of it with orphans, but from my youth I raised the orphan like a father, and from my mother's womb I guided the widow. If if I have seen anyone about to perish for lack of clothing, or a poor man without a coat, whose heart did not bless me, as he warmed himself with the fleece of my sheep. If if I have raised my hand to vote against the orphan, when I saw my support in court, then let my arm. If if I have put my confidence in gold, or say to pure gold, you are my security. If I have rejoiced because of the extent of my wealth, or because of the great wealth my hand gained, if if I looked at the sun when it was shining, and the moon advancing as a precious thing, so that my heart was secretly enticed, and my hand threw them kisses from my mouth, then this also would be iniquity to be judged, for I would have been false to the God above. If I have rejoiced over the misfortune of my enemy, or exulted because calamity found him, I have not even permitted my mouth to sin by asking for his life through a curse. If if the members of my household have never said, if only there were someone who has not been satisfied from Job's meat. But no stranger has spent the night outside, for I opened my doors to the traveler. If if I have covered my transgressions as men do, by hiding iniquity in my heart, because I was terrified of the great multitude, and the contempt of families terrified me, so that I remained silent and would not go outdoors. If if only I had someone to hear me. Here is my signature. Let the Almighty answer me. If if only I had an indictment that my accuser had written, surely I would wear it proudly on my shoulder. I would bind it on me like a crown. I would give him an accounting of my steps. Like a prince, I would draw near to him. If if my land cried out against me, and all my furrows wept together, if I had eaten its produce without paying, or caused the death of its owners, then let thorns sprout up in the place of wheat, and in place of barley, noxious weeds. The words of Job are ended. Refuting every single accusation they have made, and now revisiting all of them all over again to refute all three of his friends in this lengthy retort, even to go and bring up stuff they don't even address. I made a covenant with my eyes. How then could I entertain thoughts against a virgin? So, no, I am keeping my thoughts pure. I am keeping my eyes pure. I do not look at longingly and check out other women. I don't do it. Not gonna happen. Okay, one of the things that I'm just gonna add it here with Job, because I think it makes sense to, there is so often within culture, the burden is placed on women for the thoughts men have of them. That's just bogus. That's just straight up bogus. I don't care what the cultural standard or norm is. The cultural standard and this cultural norm is what it is, okay? Because this happens no matter what it is. If you're living in Victorian England, I got to see your ankle, okay? If you're in countries where women have to dress a certain way, I got to see your wrist, okay? So it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter what the cultural norm is, men will find something to think about and dwell upon that they're not supposed to in some way. And so Job is just saying, I am pure with my eyes and my thoughts. Okay, I made a vow and a covenant with my eyes, and I'm keeping it. When then would be the one's lot for God above, one's heritage from the Almighty? I'm not sure where that sits in here. Like I've entertained this, so I don't know that it's he's just asking, I think, separate questions. I did this, and I'm not doing this. So what would be one's lot from God above, one's heritage from the Almighty on high? So what are you going to get from God? What is it you get? Is it not misfortune for unjust and disaster for those who work iniquity? That's what you're saying. Isn't that it? But does he not see my ways and count all my steps? God can see them. If I have walked in falsehood, if my foot is hastened to deceit, let me see the weight, weigh me with honest scales. Then God will discover my integrity. I am looking forward to God weighing and measuring me, friends. You're accusing me of hidden secret things. God knows everything, so God would surely be able to see I've done nothing. If my foot has strayed from the way, this is the way. If my heart has gone after my eyes, or if anything has defiled my hands. So my eyes, my heart, my hand. So the thing that I see that I want to grasp, whether it's a person or a thing. And then my heart sets itself upon that, and my hands act to do it. So he's doing starts with the eyes, goes with the thought, comes with the heart's desire, goes with the hands to go and do that. I have done nothing. Let them sow and let another eat, and let my crops be uprooted. So, if I've done stuff in the works of my hands, give them to someone else. Give them to someone else. DJ Rock and Ron, welcome in, Rock and Ron. If your heart has been enticed by a woman, and if I've laid in wait at my neighbor's door, and then let my wife turn the millstone for another man. That's a pretty fun euphemism, isn't that? Let my wife turn the millstone for another man. Job's interpret the verse to grind, and this is influenced by versions of commentaries, but the literal sense fits well in the line. The idea is that she would be a slave for someone else, or someone else's wife. The second line of the verse then might build on this to explain what kind of slave, a concubine. Okay, or it can still be fully taken of, if I am sowing adultery, then may my wife also partake in that. May it be done to me as I do to others. May it be someone else does that to me. Maybe not to my wife. Maybe it's better to say it that way. If I go and do this with someone else, then may it be repaid to me that it's done to me. And so he's going to go through that whole thing of whatever I do. have committed a shameful act. And so it's like, that would be justice if I had done something wrong, which I have not. For it is a fire that devours even to destruction, and it would uproot all my harvest. So yeah, going down that route, doing shameful things is going to ruin my entire life. So I would not do that. If I had disregarded the right of my male servants. Now he's going to go to his servants. My male servants, my female servants, they had a dispute with me. Then what will I do when God confronts me in judgment, when he intervenes? How will I respond? If I treated my servants badly, how could I respond to God? I can't. So I have to treat my servants well, which I have. Did not the one who make me in the womb make them? Did not the same one form us in the womb? This is you want to go to a lot of places, or people will go to a lot of places and argue for treatment of people differently, whatever group it is or not. Here, Job is making the argument, even in the position that you're a servant, you were made by God, and I was made by God. We were both made in the womb by God. I need to treat you the same as I would treat myself. There's no difference with the way we treat us. Anyone who's trying to make the arguments around that chattel slavery, was sanctioned in the Bible, really didn't read all of it. I'm not saying that. I'm talking the treatment aspect of it. The other part, we can have arguments around stuff. So, nightmare. Something you particularly don't like is how much of the Bible portrays people having to be servants to others. Well, it's part of the social norm of the time that they live in. And it happened in all societies, whether they were in Scripture or not in Scripture. And so in some ways, it's addressing what's happening around them and among them. It's not a endorsement of go and do these things. So the Bible doesn't gloss over things that are bad. It talks about them too. But Job is saying, I've done nothing to mistreat even people that other people think are fine to mistreat. If I refuse to give to the poor what they desired, or cause the eye of the widow to fail, if I ate my morsel of bread myself and I did not share with the orphan. So he's going back to this case that he made earlier of, I did all of these things. He said that he did these. Now he's going through all the different accusations that could come against him. And he's going to make an even further argument. But from my youth, I raised the orphan like a father. And from my mother's womb, I guided the widow. I have been this way my whole life. I took care of people wherever I saw them. So I raised the orphan like a father from his youth. He is caring for others, and he's caring for the widows. That's the way he's always been. If I have seen anyone about to perish for lacking clothing, or a poor man without a coat, whose heart did not bless me as he warmed himself with the fleece of my sheep. So I have given to everyone who I see in need, and watching them have comfort caused me to be blessed. My heart was warmed when they were warmed. Isn't that beautiful? If I raised my hand to vote against the orphan, when I saw my support in court, then my arm should fall from its shoulder and be broken off at the socket. So, in other words, when justice was in my hand to prevail and to give to the needy, I gave it. And if my hand was ever raised against them in the vote, then may my arm just fall from its socket. Woo! That's that. I'm watching. Welcome in. And I already knew the potential power of God. The fear of God is what I lived under. And thus, I did not take any action to benefit someone else who was bribing me, or to have anything that would benefit me to the detriment of someone who I could give justice to. I did none of that. If I had put my confidence in gold, or said to pure gold, you're my security. I just pretend this is a coin. My precious, it's my precious. If I did that, so we're switching here to confidence in money, which would be related to perverting justice there. I didn't pervert justice and put my security in money. I feared God. If I have rejoiced because of the extent of my wealth and because of the great wealth my hand had gained. Like, I didn't put my confidence in possessions. If I look at the sun when it was shining and the moon advancing as a precious thing, so that my heart was secretly enticed, and my hand threw them a kiss from my mouth. Sun, oh, look at the sun. Oh, look at the moon. They're so precious. He's talking about worship here, folks. He's talking about worshiping them because the foreign nations all have gods. Ra, the sun god. No, we're not worshiping Ra. Job is saying, I didn't even secretly do any of these things. Like, I'm not going to really do it, but I'm going to do it on the down low. I'm going to do it on the sly and be doing it. Oh my goodness, just in case. No. If I have rejoiced over the misfortune of my enemy or exulted or because calamity found him. So I don't even rejoice when bad things happen to my enemies. I have not even permitted my mouth to sin by asking for his life through a curse. Like, when bad fortunes happen to my enemies, I do not rejoice in it. I don't even ask for bad things to happen to them and put a curse on them. Nightmare. Yeah, I get that though process, but it's more like God could have set stricter laws to lead away from these behaviors. Well, we can all make those cases, but we can't do anything to change what we see has happened. But we also there's no prohibition on multiple wives, and yet every time multiple wives shows up in the Bible, it's shown in a bad light. So we're not advocating for polygamy today because the Bible doesn't prohibit it. So we don't have to have the Bible prohibit something for us to be able to say it's bad. Yeah, like Jesus says, give up everything and follow me. Let us all live as equal, no slaves, no servants, etc. Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with that. All right. I have not even permitted my mouth to sin. Okay, that's where we were asking a curse on, so I don't even do that. I don't even let it go that way. If the members of my household never said, if only there were someone who has not been satisfied from Job's meat. But no stranger had to spend the night outside, for I opened the doors to travelers. So, like, my household can't even tell you of someone who was turned away from a meal or a place to stay. Like, my servants, my household, there's no one who ever was turned away from my door. If I have covered my transgressions as men do by hiding iniquity in my heart. So if I covered them up well, okay. Because I was terrified of the great multitude and the contempt of families terrified me, so I remained silent and would not go outdoors. So if I was hiding indoors because I was terrified by what people would say. If only I had someone to hear me. Here's my signature. Let the Almighty answer me. If only I had an indictment that my accuser had written. So here is my Tav. The letter Tav is the last letter of the alphabet in the Hebrew. It's like the form of a cross or an X and was used for one making an X mark and signature. In this case, Job has signed his statement and delivered it to court, but he has yet to be charged. So this is my statement. This is my case. I'm pleading my case. I don't even have an accusation against me. Hey, Mel, welcome in. So where's my indictment? I'd wear it proudly on my shoulder. I'd bind it as a crown on my head. I would give him an accounting of my steps. So I would wear it boldly because I've done nothing wrong. I give him an account of all of my steps. Like a prince, I would draw near to him. If my land cried out against it. Now he's going to go, even if I mistreated my land. Like I abused the land. If I had eaten the produce without paying or caused the death of its owners, like if I stole land and I abused it, then let's thorns sprout up in the place of the wheat, in the place of barley, then noxious weeds should come up. And then it just says the words of Job ended. So, like, I have done nothing. There is nothing that can be said. There's nothing that I have done. This is it. This is the end.